All right, everybody knows what time it is. It is hashtag Friday Pie Day. It is the Wolfer briefing. This is not a TA stream. If anybody's on here looking for TA and stuff, we'll do a little bit of TA, but that's not the key. That's not what this stream is about, right? It happens 1 p.m. every Friday. In any case, let's talk about it. So we have some bullish nature for crypto, right? We have bullish nature for crypto where we have now broken market structure. And this is great news for Wolfer, right? This is great news for Wolfer because essentially what this is doing is this is giving us the ability to potentially go to new all-time highs on Bitcoin and then start to kick off that real bull run inside of altcoin season, right? So this is great news for us in any case. Cannot complain, will not complain either. So with all that being said, let's just talk about what's going on in the markets. So let's get over here to our handy dandy, do my handy dandy transition, right? And let's talk about it. Okay, so as you can see, you know, Bitcoin just went absolutely on a parabolic, just went bang, right? Just way up, right? We are running into some resistance here, right? But, you know, in any case, that's fine. It's what healthy markets do. They go up, they leg back down, they go up, they leg back down, bing, bang, boom, right? But what we're seeing is we are breaking market structure, okay? So if you go to the, let's just go to the 4-hour chart. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just really quick, just a high-level overview. It's not super technical. It's not going to be super crazy, right? So in any case, market structure basically says this, okay? This was our all-time high. This was our swing low after that, essentially, right? And it was higher than the previous swing low, right? Which your swing low is way down here, okay? Then you got a higher high here, right? Then you got a higher swing low. Okay, then you have a lower swing high. Well, technically this would have been your swing low, right? Then you have a lower swing high, right? Than this. Then you have a lower swing low here. Again, a lower swing high, another lower swing low, another lower swing high, and yet again, another lower swing low. Again, another lower swing high. Doesn't matter which one you take, one of these two, and then bang, a lower swing low. Then guess what happened? We took it out, man. Higher swing high. And we're about to try to take out this swing high. This is going to be massive resistance, though. So you could come right back down here and then start to move upward, right? So in any case, crypto is looking good, okay, for a potential bull run soon, okay? So that's the good news. And so long as we stay above this line right here, which is a long-term trend line that I can zoom out and show you on the daily chart. Very, very long-term uptrend line. Bang. So long as we stay above like that 76K range, we're still bullish on crypto. You know, it is what it is. And that's what we're going to keep on doing. We're going to keep on keeping on, man. Going to keep on keeping on, man. So with that being said, that's kind of where we're at right now. And yeah, that's that. So let's talk about what's going on in the actual markets, and we'll get into some Wolfer stuff. So the SEC task force met with the Trump administration, or the supporting the firms that support the administration. Sorry, I've already been, you know, on streams and filming all this stuff today. To discuss the crypto regulation. Okay, so we are seeing Ondo Finance and their law firm, Davis, Polk, and Wardwell, whatever that one is. And that's who's been meeting with the SEC, right? So as you can see, they have the crypto task force that was disbanded, right? And then they also they canceled Operation Choke Point, okay, which was basically Gensler was like going after crypto, essentially is what happened, right? And they're meeting with Ondo Finance, right? It's pretty awesome. So let's see if there's anything of importance here. Technically, they are kind of doing that, issuing and selling wrapped tokenized versions of publicly traded U.S. securities. Yeah. Plan to discuss registration requirements for tokenized securities. That's good. That's good. Potentially launching a regulatory sandbox. Okay. That's not bad news. And also, Gensler is out, right? Gensler is left. And then I don't know if you guys saw this, right? You guys and gals. We love our crypto queens too. I don't know if you saw this, but Gensler literally flipped. As soon as he got out and left the SEC, he was like, oh, dude, crypto's awesome. Textbook, man. It's just like it's just like, what's his name, right? Dude from BlackRock, right? He came in and was like, oh, screw Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. I hate Bitcoin, right? And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin's not a Ponzi scheme anymore, and they've got an ETF on it. Crazy how that works, huh? Crazy how that works, huh? Can't make this stuff up, man. They don't write it in books. They don't write it in movies. Well, they probably do write it in movies, actually. In any case, Federal Reserve withdraws crypto unfriendly banking guidance. This is good. This is good news for crypto, man. I'm telling you, all these things are starting to happen under the Trump administration. Now, there is some terrible stuff that's also happening under the Trump administration. So don't take this as a blanket, yo, Trump's doing awesome. Everybody's going to have their good and their bad, right? Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how well loved you are. Doesn't matter how, hated you are. There's going to be something good and something bad, right? Pretty much everybody, right? Like, I know for a fact that that's how I am. Some people love me. Some people hate me, man. This is what it is. They probably hate the fact that I, ripped their Ponzi schemes apart back in 2022 and 2023. Strong Block Thor, Safu, Drip. So the Fed is essentially rescinding its supervisory letter from 2022. Guess what 2022 was? Operation Friggin' Choke Point. That called for the notification in advance of planned or ongoing crypto asset activities, right? So that 2022 supervisory letter was established an expectation that state member banks provide advance notice of planned or current crypto asset activities. So they're basically saying, look, if banks want to dabble a little bit in the crypto landscape, they don't necessarily have to go and tell the Federal Reserve all that stuff. So this is withdrawn. This is good news, right? And then there's like the things that look a little odd. Stuff like this. Anybody find this odd, right? Trump's like down to like $7, right? It's bottomed, just absolutely looks like a friggin' rug pull, right? Just bleh, right? And then you find this odd? Well, guess why it happened? Because Trump is to host a meme coin dinner. What world are we living in? Our president's hosting a meme coin dinner. The price of the controversial meme coin surged 52%. 52% after the news of the dinner broke. And he basically said, hey, for the top 100 holders, top 220 holders, they're going to meet the president in person at his golf club in Washington, D.C. They're going to have dinner with him, right? And then the meme coin, which then President-elect launched on January 17th, right before he took office, which was Inauguration Day, has been heavily criticized, with 4 days before Inauguration Day, heavily criticized by the crypto industry and lawmakers for potentially allowing foreign officials and interest groups to send money directly to the U.S. president without proper disclosure and oversight. And let's be real, it just looks weird that a president is launching a meme coin, okay? And then you've got your top holders here. As you can see, this person has 407,000 Trump tokens. 407,000 Trump tokens is like $5 million. Huh? Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. So in any case, is this weird? In my opinion, yes, it's weird. It's very weird that our President Trump is, on meme coins. And then, they obviously released the one for Melania. And they had plans to launch them for like Barron and everybody else. And then I think they saw how much controversy it was causing and they nixed that whole plan. But in any case, that is what it is. In Wolfer news, let's get to the Wolfer stuff. In Wolfer news, I upgraded the Ethereum validator nodes to this consensus client. Well, actually, the consensus client is called Teku, but I upgraded it to instead of doing Geth chain, which is basically what keeps track of the blockchain and then stores it. Instead of doing Geth, I upgraded it to Nethermind, and it seems to be functioning a little bit better. The nodes don't go down as much. And if they do go down, they go down for like 5 minutes and then they're right back up. I am still working out the bugs on it because for whatever reason, Teku is not communicating as great, I guess, with Nethermind, which, whatever, it is what it is. And with all these Ethereum upgrades to the blockchain right now, it's just making things hard to operate the nodes because things just, when you mess with stuff, if you know this about software, if you know this about blockchains, when you mess with stuff, just stuff breaks, man. You change one thing and stuff breaks. That happens on blockchains all the time. It happened on Avalanche. Whenever they upgraded the Avalanche thing to the new blockchain, our Avalanche node went down for like a couple of weeks because I had to like resync and do all this crazy stuff. And I'm hoping and praying that, when they do launch these upgrades to the Ethereum blockchain, that we don't have to like resync and do all that terrible stuff all over again. I don't think we're going to have to. I think I might have to shut down Teku and then basically reinstall it to be back on the right blockchain. It might be down for a few hours or whatever. But other than that, everything else seems to be fine. And the markets are looking good and prime for a reversal here. Like I said, so long as we stay above 76K, I don't really see us going under 84K anytime soon. I kind of think that's the bottom, at least for now. And honestly, it's going to be hard for us to go under 89 right now, which is great news for crypto because you're going to be seeing a lot of this. You're going to be seeing a lot of this if stuff keeps going up. As you can see, AVAX is already up, $23. Sonic is up to 54 cents, right? ETH, let's see where ETH is. The one that's probably still wrecked is Flux. ETH is up to 1,800. Let's see what Flux is doing. Yeah, Flux is at 30 cents. Okay, so we're starting to kind of catch our reversals again, man. Which is great. We get a short-term pullback and a bounce from that, for at least for Bitcoin, the bitty Bitcoin. It's looking really nice, man. Even if we come right back down here to the 85K range and then we bump up, we're targeting all-time highs after that, man. Everything's looking great. It's all about patience in this game. Now, one thing I did have to do, we had all of the, all of the Tinder people, and they had to be paid their interest, right? So we did have to pay them their interest. And the position that was up the biggest at that point is Sonic. So what we did was we had to basically take not even 12%, I believe, of the Sonic that we owned and basically pay out the interest to those Tinder offer holders. And I felt like that was the best decision that we could have made, because if we take it from the Avalanche validator, those are our two biggest validators, by the way, Avalanche and Sonic, right, are our two biggest positions. We obviously can't take it from Flux, because if you take it from Flux, first off, you're taking a loss. Second off, you have to spin a node down, right? Because each node is 40,000 Flux. So if you want to do that, you got to revoke a couple of your nodes. Can't take it from Ethereum because, again, Ethereum is 32 ETH per node. So if you want to do that out of ETH, then see where I'm going with it. You got to take down a node, which you don't want to do. Then if you want to take it out of Avalanche, you can, but in my opinion, our biggest node is Sonic, and that's the one that made the most sense, right? And that's that. So that's exactly what we did. And it was minimal. I think it was like 60,000, and we have like 800 and some odd thousand. It was like 60,000 tokens, and it was like 800 and some odd thousand that we have. We had like 820,000 tokens, something wild like that. And my guess, we'll probably get all that back from the airdrop. But we sold it at the top too, which is great. And then all those people are taken care of for a year. And by the time we got to do that again, I think this thing is played out. I think this thing is played out, and we're all over here dancing, having fun. Where's my Aquapana? Richard Ford says he's happy to see everybody. It is Friday Pie Day. The woofers, man. The woofers, man. Jason R consistently puts whoopers. It's hilarious. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the Wolfer updates as it sits right now. We continue to do what we're doing. ETH validators print, AVAX validator prints, Flux validators print. We leave Sonic where it is because we're going to make way more Sonic off of the airdrop than we would from staking a validator right now for 6%, right? That's that. It's pretty simple. And then we've taken care of the tender offer people, and so they can't complain. That's it. That's that. So with that being said, I will give everybody their day back, man. I'm not going to sit here and grandstand and be, you know, like, yo, let's just talk about a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter, right? Those are the updates, man. And if you want to, join my TA streams, man. I do them every day. We do this stuff. Come over to the Discord, right? This is, obviously, this Discord is, there's no one in here because everybody comes and watches on YouTube. But if you want to, come over to the Nordic Alpha Discord, man. We'd be taking hella gains in there, dude. Like, literally called out the inverted head and shoulders right here today. Bang, right? Called it out right here. Inverted head and shoulders. Move up to about 96, 96.5, right? Where do we go? Went up to 96K, right? Here's your inverted head and shoulders. Bang. Hit your target, 75% of the measured move. You want to make some extra money? Come do it in there, man. It's not going to cost you much. It's less than $1 a day. It's like 90 cents or something. So it's less than a shot of espresso. But it actually has the ability to make you money where espresso doesn't. It just has the ability to make you pee. So with that being said, I will see you all soon. I appreciate you so much. Everybody have a wonderful weekend with your beautiful families. And obviously, have a great #Friday Pi Day. I appreciate you all. Peace.